Hi, Justin. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm okay, I guess. How are
Good.
you?
Good. Hey, I was just thinking from the last time we met, how are things been going this week?
So the biggest thing that probably happened Thursday, I got home late from the play practice. I came home and I had started doing some dishes, but I hadn't got very far into it. And then mom came home from work, started yelling at me and Emily about not having, that's my sister, not having done anything around the house. Started throwing things around and telling me that, like, oh, you guys are such bad kids. I do all these things for you and you never do anything. So I started thinking, well, maybe I am a bad kid, and maybe I'm just a burden to everybody. I ended up going into my room, took one of my razors apart, and then ended up cutting. So I felt better afterwards for a little bit, but I still have been pretty depressed since then, and just thinking that I'm not a very good kid or very helpful around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So Justin, I was just thinking that might be pretty helpful to do a worksheet about just kind of looking at, the event, maybe what your thoughts were and like the consequences. Do you feel like that would be very helpful?
Okay, well, I defer to you. You're the expert.
Okay.
I trust you.
Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the situation. What was the situation?
Mom came home and started yelling at us for not having done much chores or helping out around the house, but I was trying to.
Mm-hmm. So what were your thoughts or beliefs about the situation?
After she was yelling at me for an hour, I, was feeling very bad, and I was crying, and I was feeling like I'm just a burden, and that I'm not much help around the house.
Okay. And how true did that belief seem? Where 0% is not true at all, and 100% that's absolutely true.
Well, if my mom's telling me, it must be true. So would you give me a number? It was 0 to.
So looking at it this way, 0 to 10.
Okay, I see. So maybe like an 8, because I was trying to help, but I hadn't done very much. So I guess I'm not much help.
And how did you feel when the situation happened?
It was probably about the same, 8 or 9, yeah.
Okay, and how did you act?
When she started yelling at me, I stopped working on the dishes, and I just was sad, and I cried, and then I went to my room and ended up taking a razor and cutting.
Okay. And how did others react?
I don't know that anyone really noticed one way or another. After Mom was done yelling, I didn't see her again, and then Emily started fighting with me, but I don't know if anyone really noticed that I had cut anyways,
So what are some alternatives to cutting? What can you do instead to keep yourself safe?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here. I'm not really sure. So if you have any suggestions, that would be appreciated.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes when, that we're having some of those thoughts of, of anger, not feeling very safe, and sometimes, it's helpful just to, grab some ice out of the freezer and just squeeze in it and then just release it out into the sink. Because sometimes, just that can kind of take some of the edge off.
Mm-hmm.
Or taking a cold shower, or if you have a rubber band, just flick it on your wrist, when you're feeling that you're having some of those thoughts.
Okay.
About hurting yourself.
Okay.
Do you think maybe you can give that a try this week and see how that works for you?
Sure, I can try those things. Yes.